Hey guys, and welcome to writing equations of exponential functions, and these are going to be our notes for today. So we are going to start off by reviewing linear functions. You guys remember linear? Right, that was when we had y equals mx plus b. Okay, so we are going to look at number 1, and you guys are going to tell me how we get from -4 to -1. Alright, so as we go from -4 to -1, we are going to add 3. And then -1 to +2, we add 3. 2 to 5, we add 3. 5 to 8, we add 3. So, as our x value increases by 1, the y values increase by 3. Okay? And then when x equals 0, what does y equal? Right here. Okay? So that equals 2. Alrighty, so then our equation is y, or what's our m, our slope? It's going to be our 3's. That's our slope. And then our b value is our y-intercept, which was up here. So that's going to be our 2. So then our equation was y equals 3x plus 2. Okay, so the main thing you need to get from identifying linear equations is that we have to add to get to our next number. Okay, so linear means adding. All right. What does linear mean? Tell me now. Alrighty, hold on just a second. Alright, now we are going to look at number 2. So for number 2, we need to see what we add to get from 2/9 to 2/3. So in order to do that, we are going to use our handy dandy calculator. Let me zoom out a little bit so that we can actually see what's going on here. And we have it on, so we are going to do 2/3 minus 2/9. Okay? And that gives us 4/9. Okay? So when we add, we would add 2/9 and 4/9, and that would give us 2/3. So then we are going to do 2 minus 2/3. Well, that gives us 4/3. So we know we cannot add because our previous example, when we added, all of our numbers were the same. Now, as we add, all of our numbers are different. So instead, we're going to have to multiply to get to our next number. Okay? So as we multiply, now we're going to divide. So we're going to start at the back. Okay? And what is 18 divided by 6? It's 3. So we multiply by 3. Okay? And then 6 divided by 2 gives us 3. So we multiply by 3. And then 2 divided by 2/3 also gives us 3. So we multiply by 3, and then you can guess it, we are going to divide 2/3 by, 2/9. And surprise, surprise, we also get 3. So each time we multiply by 3, and if you're not entirely sure that we actually multiply by 3, let's try it. So we have 2/9 times 3. That gives us our 2/3. 2/3 times 3 gives us 2. And we all know that 2 times 3 gives us 6, and 6 times 3 gives us 18. So each time we are multiplying by 3. So when we write our exponential equation, we have our a times our b to the x. And just recall, what does our a mean? Our a is our initial value, and our b is our base, which is what we multiply by. Okay? So, as our x values increase by 1, the y values multiply by 3. And when x is 0, that means that our y is 2. Okay? So it tells us y is 2, this is our a value. So our a equals 2, and our b is what we multiply by. Well, each time we multiplied by 3, so our b is 3. Therefore, our equation is 2 times 3 to the x. So again, linear, we had to add. Exponential, we have to multiply. What do we have to do in exponential? We multiply. Alrighty, so now for number 3, we are going to determine our type of function, and then we are going to write the function rule. So a good way to tell if we are going to add or multiply is to take a look at the numbers we are given. It goes from 128 to 1/2 in the span of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. Is there anything you can add evenly that will get you there? No. So we're going to have to multiply. So we're going to start from the bottom, and we are going to do, what is it, 1/2 divided by 2. Oops, sorry. And that gives us 1/4. So we are going to multiply by 1/4. So I'm going to zoom back out a little bit so that we can see what's going on. There we go. That's good enough. Okay? And then we're going to do 2 divided by 8. And that also gives us 1/4. And then 8 divided by 32 gives us 1/4, because remember, we're working backwards. And then 32 divided by 128 also gives us 1/4. You can give me the decimal or the fraction. It does not matter so long as you remember that we are multiplying, okay? So since we are multiplying, what type of function is this? This is exponential. And now you need to write your equation of the function. So our b is what we multiply by. So what is that number? That's going to be our 1/4. And then our a is our initial value. So that's going to be where x equals 0. So 2. So then our equation is y equals 2 times 1/4 to the x. Alrighty, so let's try number 4. For number 4, all of our numbers for our y values are relatively evenly spaced. So let's try it out. So we're going to do -1 minus 1. And that's going to get us -2. So we subtract 2. And then -3 minus a -1, -2. I should have started from the back, I'm sorry guys. And then -5 minus a -3, -2. And then -7 minus -5, -2. So each time we are adding a -2. So because we are adding, what type of function is this? It is linear, because this time we added. All right, and so then what's my slope? Well, that was the negative 2. So then, what is my y-intercept? That's where x equals 0, so that's going to be our negative 3. So we have negative 2x minus 3. Okay? Alrighty, let's take a look at 5. So number 5 is a little bit different because it gives you coordinate points. If you do not like coordinate points, I highly suggest you make a table of values. So let's do that. So we have our, let me zoom out just a little bit. There we go. So we have x, and then we have our y. And then we have x here and y, so we have negative 2, 3. We have negative 1, 9. We have 0, 27. We have 1, 81. And we have 2, 243. Okay? So now we are going to use our calculator and, oops, you can't see our table of values at all. There we go. Okay, so we are going to do 243 divided by 81, and that's going to give us times 3. And then we're going to do 81 divided by 27 times 3. Whoops, sorry. And then 27 divided by 9. Oh, sorry guys. That will also give us times 3. And then 9 divided by 3 gives us 3. So each time we are multiplying by 3. Because 3 times 3 gives us 9. 9. Alright, and 81 times 3 gives us 3. So what type of function are we looking at? We are looking at an exponential function. Because each time we multiply. So then what's our equation of our function? You guys try it. Alrighty, so you should have gotten, there's a bell. You should have gotten y equals 27 times 3 to the x. Okay? And we are going to ignore that question and that question. Okay? We are just going to move right on to number 6. Alrighty, so now I want you to do number 6. You are going to tell me the type of function, the equation of the function, and ignore all of that. Okay, so you guys try number 6. Alrighty, so hopefully you tried the equation and you got it that it was an exponential, if I can spell it. And you should have gotten y equals 3 to the 1/2 x. Okay? Alrighty. So now we are going to flip to the back. Okay? So we are skipping everything except for the back. So now we should be on number 9. Number 9. Alright. So now we're given a graph and we're given points. So all we're going to do is make a table of value given our points. So we're given the point negative 1, 3. We also have a pretty point at 0, 1. And we have the point 1, 1/3. So to the side, we're going to make our xy table of values. And we're going to put negative 1, 3, 0, 1, and 1, 1/3. And then we're going to check out what we multiply by 3 to get to 1. Alright, so in our calculator, we are going to do 1, let's clear all that out. We're going to do 1 divided by 3. Gives us all of that, so we're going to click that, which gives us our 1/3. Okay, so we are going to multiply by 1/3. And then 1 times what will give us 1/3? Well, that's also 1/3. So then our equation is going to be y equals 1 times 1/3 to the x. Okay? So let's try 10. 10 does not give us our points. So we are going to have to come up with the points on our own. So remember, we're just going to find all of our pretty points. So we have -1, +8. We have 0, 4. And we have 1, 2. Okay? So we're going to make our XY table of values. We have -1, 8, 0, 4, 1, 2. So what are we going to multiply by 8 to get us 4? You tell me. We're going to multiply by 1/2 each time. So then our equation is y equals, whoops, that's all wrong. Y equals 4 times 1/2 to the x. Okay? Because remember, 4 was our initial value. Alright, so now I want you guys to try 11 on your own, and you are going to submit it. So try it now. Alright, so hopefully you tried it, and I'm going to grade that question, and now you guys get to start your Delta math. Okay, bye.